Nelly, sextortion is a global problem that has its roots deeply entrenched in the society, but is rarely talked about. And if done, then in hushed tones. Sex for work, sex for grades, sex for fish, and even sex for water. Our reporter Grace Kuria Kanja spoke with some women who have experienced sextortion and filed this report.
It lowered my self-esteem. I used to avoid people. Most men, because I felt like I don't know the person who did it, and maybe it's the same person who is next to me.
Inauma, lakini sitaki kukumbuka kabisa.
Sextortion, a term coined by the International Association of Women Judges and refers to the abuse of power to obtain a sexual benefit or advantage. According to a 2019 Global Corruption Barometer study, 1 in 5 people have experienced sextortion or know someone who has. Statistics by Water Organization indicate that about 28 million Kenyans lack access to safe water. But there are those with none, such that safe or not is not a priority. And the price they have to pay for that drop of water, that jerrycan of water, particularly women and girls, is hefty. Esther, not her real name, has called one of the world's largest slums, Kibra, home since 1998. She knows this place like the back of her hands, but an incident that happened when she was about to turn 18 years old completely changed her life. Her only fault was going to fetch water.
Someone was spying on me, and I didn't know. So in that process, when I was climbing up the hill, it happened that someone pulled me from behind. And I couldn't know like who is coming or who is pulling me because it was still dark. So what really happened, my can fell down, and I was ambushed. So in that process of like seeking help, my mouth was covered plus my face. So I couldn't see who the person was. So before I could realize what really happening, the guy was on top of me and he raped me.
According to a research by SIGNET, sex for water is so entrenched here that there is a local lingo for it: water for water, or maji kwa maji.
People who are the water vendors, that is, at least they negotiate sex for water. So you exchange the good with sex. So you get other people who are buying into that, and you have the other ones who are not. Then at long last, you get, maybe if there is water, eventually you get the ones who are giving in to that condition are the ones who will get water. But if you are not buying into it, you won't get water.
With her dreams of joining college shattered, Esther chose to keep to herself.
I was asking myself, how did it happen? Why did it happen to me? Where did I go wrong? And there was no one to share with. Yes, I was living with my mom. My mom is a single parent. But now, how can you explain that?
A few meters from where Esther stays, we are headed to hear from another woman. But on the way, I couldn't help but notice these water boots, and the only thing on my mind is if only they were functional. We get to Sandra's place, not her real name, and her experience is no different.
Ikafika time nikasema, sina maji, niko na mtoto kwa nyumba, na mtoto ni mdogo, na nafaa fulio manguo. Ikafika sasa nikasema, tena niende niongee na mtu anauza maji, anielewe nyewe sasa sina mtu ananipea hata chakula. Sasa niende niongee na at least nichotenge maji, siku ninapata nampatia, siku ninapata nampatia.
Sounded like a fair deal from an understanding gentleman, only for his clothes to come out the day he came to her house unannounced one night.
Akasema nimekuja haki yangu. Kamuuliza haki gani? Kanambia pesa. Namwambia pesa. Hati hapana, nilikuwa nimesahau nimekujia sex. Nikamuuliza sex? Mimi. Ambia hapana, nimekujia. Si unachotanga maji? Si vinyo unachotanga maji? Nyinyi mama Kibra nyinyi mmezoea vitu za bure. Mimi za bure naye sifanye nini? Sipeani. Mimi za bure naye nataka kulala na wewe.
But see, those two experiences are not the only forms of sextortion here. Due to water scarcity and the high poverty levels, both men and women often share bathrooms that cause trouble for Sandra.
Kuanza kushawa, nasikia wanu vijana wengine wanacheka huko. Sijui wanacheka nini. Si wanajua wanacheka nini. Mimi nikamaliza, nikaenda kwa nyumba nikavaa manguo. Sasa tumekaa tumwambia unajua nini? Tena katoto tu. Tena katoto kangu wako unajua haka kakoshapo. Kana mama, unajua nini? Nimekuona. Kama umeniona wapi? Si kumbe mama kamera ilikuwa mahali walikuwa wameka kwa pichu kwa bafu hapa. Niliaibika. Kwanza nilishtuka, niliaibika. Na huyo mtoto imagine hadi sasa mtoto hajaisahau kitu.
Bado anasemanga.
Ati mama, mimi nilikuona uchi.
Various organizations such as the Rumande Trust have stepped in to especially offer psychological support to the women.
We engage other stakeholders and duty bearers, and we shared with them what the challenges are and how the situation can be addressed. We engage with the county government, and in the process we try to come up with a sextortion policy.
The policy would focus on
ensuring that water and sanitation services are available within the formal settlements 24 hours a day. Number two, to ensure that the cost of water and sanitation is manageable.
We sought to find out if government representatives are actually aware of what is happening on the ground, and were told there's a research that's been ongoing.
The study was commissioned about a year ago, and I went for it. And we're supposed to organize for the consortium of CSOs that deal in the water and sanitation sector to go in and meet the CS so that they can table the study and see from the ministry what is going to be done. But you have to understand that water is also devolved. So besides the ministry, we also have to make this presentation to Nairobi Water, and so that they can understand.
While the specific study's results have not been disclosed publicly, according to SIGNET's research, the current legal framework does not clearly define or acknowledge sextortion as a form of corruption, making it difficult to prosecute. Additionally, the scarcity or absence of data on sextortion is attributed to limited research efforts.
What is everything? What is life? And you can't live without water. A person can live without food, but not water. If at all water was readily available and accessible, I don't think if I'd fell a prey to what really happened to me.
Grace Korea Kanja, TV 47.